Hi, what's up, everybody? Nick Atkin here, South China Morning Post, SCMP Martial Arts in Bangkok, Thailand. One Friday Fights 22 is just finished at Lumpinee Stadium. I'm with the boss man, Chatri Sityodtong. Chatri, how are you feeling after another great show here?
Man, I just feel very grateful. That's the number one. I feel full of gratitude to all the fans around the world, to our athletes. The stadium was electric, the fights were electric, and it takes an entire, they say it takes an entire village to raise a baby or something like that, but to put on a show like tonight, it's my team, it's the fans, it's athletes, it's the media, it's the entire ecosystem that coming together, and then you have a magical moment like this. I mean, this is literally the single greatest night in Lumpinee, the entire history of the entire country. It's just been literally, and I'm not, I know that sounds like I'm making a huge exaggeration, but you ask anybody who was in the stadium, anybody who watched on TV, I promise you we have broken records. I was just saying in Thai that even our Facebook Thailand page, our previous high was 40,000 concurrent viewers. Tonight we hit 160,000 concurrent viewers, so 400% higher than our prior peak 3 months ago for one Friday Fights. And those numbers are huge, because that's not even on TV. So once we add our TV and stuff, you're going to see. And then, of course, the total viewership is in the millions, right? But the TV ratings should on Monday be a record high once again.
Yeah, people couldn't even get in the building. Some people were stuck outside. It seems like more people than there could even fit here.
Yeah, because I think people just showed up hoping to get a ticket, and so I heard there was like 1,000 people who trying to clamor in and still get in, and we still had excess capacity. But we feel, we kind of like asked the stadium to bend some capacity, make some capacity. Yeah, I think people were packed like tuna, right?
I was hiding back here because I didn't want to add to your problems. Yeah, I was trying to help you guys out, but it was full there, and full house for. I'm going to first of all ask you about Anatoly Malikin and Arjan Bular. We finally finished that rivalry, put it to bed. I hear Anatoly's gone to hospital, which I wasn't expecting to hear. Do you know what happened to him? Was it when he jumped out the ring to greet you like he always does?
I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to talk to him other than when he came out to greet me. I still believe he is, as I always have, I think he is the greatest heavyweight champion on the planet. I didn't think his performance was amazing, despite him knocking out Anatoly. I haven't given feedback to despite him knocking out Arjun. I thought that he was not at his best. He's performed at a higher level before. Maybe he was saving his cardio for a long fight. I don't know.
Do you think Arjan maybe played into that by, you need two to tango, right? He got a yellow card, and I put a video on Twitter, and it seemed to blow up where I think Anatoly was saying, come on, right at the end of the first round. Maybe Arjan was a bit hesitant, that's why Anatoly wasn't his usual explosive self.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Arjun too. It could have been part of Arjun's game plan, right? To exhaust Anatoly. I have no idea. I haven't talked to both of them. Hats off to both of them for giving a good fight. Despite them not performing at their best levels, in my opinion, I thought it was still a fun fight. It just wasn't the level that they normally operate at or compete at.
Well, Mr. Malikin wants Derrida, but now he wants it at middleweight. He wants to be three-weight champ. Derrida has told us he's got business first with, I think, Shamil Abdullayev, but he's up for that fight. Do you want to do that one, or are you a bit hesitant after what happened in Manila?
No, I would do it if both want to do it. Anatoly is one of those special athletes. He's 13-0 with a 100% finish rate and 9 KOs, right? His amateur, he was also undefeated. His amateur MMA, career is undefeated. So he's actually been undefeated in competition. I mean, that's crazy. You're 35 years old, and and obviously he was a national wrestler in Russia as well on a national team. So he's a deadly athlete, truly pound for pound great. I just believe he's the best heavyweight. I mean, tonight he didn't give an electric performance, but if you just look at his raw skill set, he has world-class wrestling, dynamite in his hands, cardio for days, which is unusual for a heavyweight. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it closed the broadcast, but it closed the show in the arena, Super Leg, with a body shot against Nabil. He now says he wants Haggerty, he wants to go up. You up for that? Maybe. It looks like we're not going to have Rodtang and Super Leg, so maybe that'll do.
No, I'm not ruling out Rodtang and Super Leg. It's just that they're on different paths right now, and I'm trying to put some really big fights. And I guess the announcement came out that we're going to Qatar this year. I only caught the headline. I know you interviewed my partner, group president Ho Fang. He was just in Qatar this last couple of days with the president of Singapore. And it's kind of crazy that the president of Singapore and His Highness the Emir of Qatar are meeting, and on the agenda apparently was one championship, right? So that's pretty cool. But Qatar are really good friends of one and really good friends of Singapore, so we're going to have a numbered event in Qatar this year.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, what's going on in Qatar? Because I couldn't get much out of Hua Feng, but he said, definitely later this year.
Yes, we're gonna have a mega card. It's gonna blow out, the lights in the region, but around the world as well. Right now, it's going to be prime time in the Middle East, which is prime time in Europe as well.
Okay. So will all numbered events be prime time? Are we going back to prime time Asia anytime soon? Have you got any clarity?
Yes. We are going back. Man, I have just so many things, because we have 60 events now, right? So it's like my mind is a blur, and I still look at every card. Of course, we're a great matchmaking team, and so I don't actually make the fights anymore, but I will bless each card, including One Friday Fights every week, and then. But we have a phenomenal team, so it's a blur. I literally cannot remember our calendar of events, and we haven't announced, and so, but a lot in store.
Who would you like to headline that? In theory, if you could think of some names who might be good for it.
I honestly haven't thought that far. I obviously would want to appeal to the region. I would want to appeal. We've got some phenomenal Muslim athletes who are very strong and top of the game, like a Murad Ramazanov. I think he's 16-0. We've got a lot of killers who I think would resonate very well with the region, but also in Europe we have got a lot of European killers like a Liam Harrison or a Haggerty that would pull in a lot of viewers. I'm on the road every day. Like next week, I'm going to be in Europe and the States again. Big plans happening. So it's yeah.
Can't wait to see what those are. Just back quickly to the card. Big win for Prajanchai getting the interim belt. Finishing Sam A. Do you think now we're going to see Lasiri, Prajanchai again?
Yeah. So Lasiri said to me on Instagram yesterday that he is willing to defend against anybody. We had a nice talk and cleared it out. And so, like I said, I respect Lasiri. That's why when we gave him the opportunity to move up in weight class against Rodtang, it's because we respect him. He had a rough start in one, and then he became a world champion. I love that story, and he's a very good fighter. My competition team does the matchmaking. I run the company, right? So they give me input. From what they tell me is they have tried their best to give fights to both Jonathan DeBella and to Joseph Lasiri. Now, someone told me that Jonathan said he's received no fights for 9 months, which I can tell you there's a miscommunication between him and his management team. But we have tons of email trails, so I don't know what's going on. I'm not saying Jonathan is ducking anybody or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I would like our champions to be active. That's why we have champions. And I do know that our team has offered fights. So I don't know what's going on, right? Because I'm not there day to day. All my team will give me a summary of each of our champions, when's the next fight, and then if there are difficulties, they just say there's difficulties. So yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Another.
I gave an interview to Ty, and a lot was taken out of context and taken out of context and mistranslated, because in Thai language, you can, and you translate it if you don't catch the subtleties. Like someone said, we should strip. I should strip. DeBella, which is not true. The way I said it, the reporter asked me, "Would we strip?" I said, "We've never stripped in our 11-year history." I said, "If this goes on, it's a possibility, right?" This is what I said. But then they write, "Oh, so." This mistranslation stuff out of context, and I think people know that I have a great relationship with 99% of our athletes. I genuinely do with all of our athletes. I have nothing against Jonathan DeBella. I think he's a great champion. My team has asked him to defend, and he hasn't. So I have to go on what Again, I'm not the matchmaker. I run the business. I fly around doing media rights deals. I do this Qatar deal. Ho-Fung and I, on the business side of things, that's what we do. And obviously we did the One Friday Fights, a One Lumpinee deal with the military, with the Thai government. These are the things I work on. And of course, I do see every card. I do get updates on every card and every champion, every fighter. But yeah, just juggling a million things right now.
Yeah, very busy man. You were busy tonight handing out bonuses, a lot of bonuses. Do you take pride in handing out? It seems you hand out more than any other organization. Is it by design, or just do you think it's merited?
We try to do it by meritocracy, and we do it on the spot because we do want the fans to be part of this experience, right? It's a very different, you can just see, obviously athletes are happy. Obviously these athletes, like, Anatoly's making a lot of money. The 50,000 changed it, but he's still very grateful because in the moment of his victory, we're able to give it to him. So it's a different kind of concept. We just want our fans to enjoy the joy that our athletes get at that moment. So, yeah.
Nico Carrillo got one as well. You got high hopes for him?
And he got a contract. Yeah. I mean,
he wants Haggerty.
Yeah, he wants Haggerty. Yeah, Haggerty is a wanted man. I mean, Haggerty is the best in the world, unbelievable striker, and the way he dismantled Nang O, so he has a target on his back.
All right, and just I had to ask you about a couple of things that happened since the last time I spoke to you. One, a couple of drug test positives, Kairat Akhmetov, Julian Mezababa. Kairat, Reese wants that fight overturned to a no contest. They fought in Denver, but because his it was out of competition, his positive. Does that mean we can't get an overturn? Do you know the specifics?
No, because so we have obviously random drug testing,
Is this a new
both
thing?
in competition and out of competition. And when someone's out of competition, you can't rewind. Then what is it? You rewind 1 week, a month? You can't rewind it. There's a window of competition drug testing, and there's a window for non-competition. So in this case, I think it was 10 days or 2 weeks or something like that, right? That was after the competition, so it's not we can reverse it. So I have no idea if Kairat was using whatever he was using. I don't actually I don't remember what the drugs were, but was he using during the competition or was he doing it for recovery of injuries? I have no idea. But
do you see Reese's frustration?
I understand it, but you also, we have to try to be as fair as possible, right? What is a time period? Again, people may take something out of competition in terms of recovery. Of course, that's why we have random drug tests out of competition, but so that no one cheats. But I just think I think we have to have the fairness principle, and the fair thing is, during competition he wasn't tested at random tested, and out of competition he was, and he got caught out of competition, so he gets suspended.
All right, and then obviously you had a tribute tonight. Sadly, the death of referee Palm Promater, and very tragic last week. Just I know you put out a statement on your Facebook, but what did he mean to you? I'm sure you were close.
The last 10 years, Muay Thai has really been going downhill in Thailand and all over the world. And within 5 years would have gone to zero. Like we have no more industry, because so much. There's nothing wrong with gambling, but when gamblers buy fighters and buy judges' decisions and stuff, there's no more integrity. And so that was what was happening. And when I was invited to become a promoter at Lumpinee, I hesitated. I had to think for a few months, because I had to, one, we really pride ourselves in having the highest standards of judging and refereeing. I'm sure, of course, we work with the very best, like a Herb Dean or whatever it is. They make mistakes, of course, we know. They're human. But coming to Thailand, we didn't want anybody who was part of the unethical part of Muay Thai to be involved. And so we brought in international judges, very expensive to do. But we knew that, it's folks we've worked with. So even Herb Dean has been in Lumpinee, right? Judges and referees who have the highest integrity, and I'm glad we did it, because now the TV ratings and the fandom, it's just exploded. Our numbers have just exploded on every metric we judge. Fan engagement, fan viewership numbers, average time spent, the number of fans, obviously our TV ratings, minute by minute. Every single thing, we've broken record after record after record in the history of Thailand. So it's not just you've broken a record for one champion, you broke it like in the history, 50 years that Muay Thai has been on TV, we've broken every single record, literally. And that's, we've only been 5 months here, right? And I think it's because 10 years of decline of a lot of messiness, and we've come in as a truly global, world-class operation that's truly sports.
Yeah, and Palm was, the only Thai ref in one championship.
So Palm was the first guy to get the invitation. He made the cut, and he's a policeman, the highest integrity individual, the nicest guy, and he was voted as the best referee, youngest referee ever to be voted, 33 years old. Actually, he won the awards when I think he was 31. But truly incredible guy, and he's the softest heart. And I don't know if the English media knows what happened, but his son died a year ago. Okay, after about a month being born, and died, and ever since then he's had massive depression. And he told his wife often that he wanted to join his son. Now he has a 3-year-old daughter, and I guess just it came to a head to him. He's been depressed for a long time. Like literal clinical depression, seeing a doctor, all that stuff. And the sad thing is he was the nicest, kindest, happiest guy with all of us, and I just never knew, right? I mean, just these things you never know. And so I gave a speech in Thai that, mental health is a real issue for all over the world, and that, we should lean on our friends and our families and not hold everything in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard you're going to pay his daughter's fees for
yes,
school and uni.
Yeah. So I just made that decision. I took it hard. I mean, it's just been a rough time for the one championship family the last several months, and I don't know. Like I just thought, he's joined his son, but what about his daughter? And so I'm going to personally pay for her education. And I said to the type, I hope she applies to Harvard and gets in, then life can come full circle, right? I said, maybe take the torch from me many years later.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dom Lau here from One Championship. You are tuned into the best damn martial arts news outlet anywhere in Asia. SCMP Martial Arts, baby. Give them a follow.